So I've been getting this question often lately where people call the funeral home, or people have submitted questions that they have a grave space they're not going to be using. It used to be the thing, mom and dad would go to the cemetery and they would buy up 8 grave spaces or 12 grave spaces or however many for all the children, and great Christmas present to get, right? But over the years, families disperse, or you change and want a different type of disposition than being buried at the cemetery. And so then you have these grave spaces, and what do? Can you sell them? The answer short is yes. You can donate them, you can sell them, you can give them away. However, the paper trail has to follow. Because imagine someone shows up at the cemetery, says, hey, I get to be buried here, and the cemetery has no record of that person being allowed to be buried there. They can't be buried there then. You can't just hand somebody a title on something and scratch your name off and put somebody else's name, because anybody could take that and do that. So there has to be a transfer of title happening at the cemetery that allows that. This is even within families. If there's maybe 10 children and mom and dad want to give them to maybe one of the kids, the parents have to title and deed that space over to those specific children. So this can be done in a number of ways, and some cemeteries do this differently, where they may charge to transfer that title. They may charge you, the seller. They may just put a fee on the buyer, and that's just to do the transfer paperwork. Sometimes it's like $25. It's not a lot, but it pays for the time of the person and doing the new paperwork and such. Some cemeteries will purchase the grave space back for whatever you bought it. So if mom and dad paid like $5 back in 1922, they'll give you $5. I know that seems ridiculous, but on their books, they can't pay you more for property that they already really own. They're just paying for the right to have somebody else buried there by purchasing it back from you, or paying you what you paid for that right. Does that make sense? So yes, you can sell grave spaces, but you have to do it through the paper trail and check with the cemetery as to what their rules and regulations are in order to do that.